You are now listening to the sounds of Shine Right Productions. You are now listening to the sounds of Shine Right Productions. now listening to the sounds of Shine Right Productions.
All right. So we should be live. Everything looks good. I see beautiful faces. So what's good, everybody? My name is Keith from Shine Right Productions. Here with, some of our lovely DPU family. But tonight is a special night indeed because we have none other than the one and only Mr. Nelson J. Davis in the building, aka Mr. Tubi. And and tonight's challenge is a little bit outside of the norm. We have done something like this with him before, and he was nice enough to, grace us with his presence once again. And we're going to go ahead and actually let him tell us a little bit about this project called Kiss and Tell. So, Mr. Davis, you are my bro, and we've been working on some stuff for a few years now. Why don't you tell people, what to expect as far as the Kiss and Tell?
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for having me again, first of all. Glad to be here with the fam tonight. And I had a lot of fun last time, so I was looking forward to it this time as well. And tonight we're going to be scoring some scenes from the movie Kiss and Tell, which drops this Tuesday, September the 26th. Look, it's all running together. So I called this one my Nip Tuck project. Like, I used to really, really love that show, and I was just like, that was a lot of the inspiration. So it kind of taps into the world of cosmetic surgery with, a dash of drama and sex and thriller and all of that, and the twist. And I think it's real psychological. It really digs deep down into the mind. And I'm excited for everybody to see it.
Absolutely, I am too because a lot of work went into this movie, which I want to say kicked off a new series of films that'll be coming soon. We won't talk about those quite yet, but no, it's to take a trip down your progression and your path. Your films have increased as far as the writing range. They've increased as far as the quality range, and even the subjects. A lot of stuff that's going on in your movies. I want to say a lot of people are resonating with right now. The different innuendos and societies and clubs. But I think I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at
I
that.
agree. I agree. There's some things that nobody might not want to talk about, but it definitely goes down.
It does. It does. So, but anything you want to shout out to the fans watching, whether they're live or watching later about, how to follow you and keeping track of, what projects you have coming out soon?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for all of the support. And you can follow me on all social media platforms: Instagram at the Nelson J Davis, Facebook, Search for Nelson J. Davis. Twitter is at Nelson J. Davis, and I'm pretty active on all of those platforms. I got to do better on TikTok. I got to be honest. I have one, but I'm working on it. But just thank you so much, and just look out for Kiss and Tell, obviously, which comes out next week, and we have a new franchise on the way, starting with Triple Standard, which is the first chapter, and that one's pretty dope. And we actually just finished wrapping up the sequel, the next chapter called 3Play. So we're currently in the lab working on that, and the third part is in pre-production as well. So I'm looking forward to that whole franchise and you guys seeing that. And yeah, just thanks so much. Oh, we got Concealment 2 on the way as well. So
Oh yeah,
got a lot of cool things.
absolutely. There's plenty of work to go around. So just like I said, was waiting for them release dates because you guys, you have no idea what's in store for you guys. You really don't. But let's go ahead and get into for the activities for tonight. So since a virtual coin was flipped and we decided, ladies first, Asia is going to go first with her submission. And I'll give a quick breakdown. So the scenes are set up where, it's not very long. And she was able to actually pick between three different, options and, put her creativity towards the scene. So what we'll actually get to see is her portrayal and her interpretation of what she saw and felt through the scene. So let's go ahead and get this queued up and shared. Make sure I'm sharing sound and optimizing. All right, so everyone should be able to see what I see. So here we go. I did this for you, sis. I did this for you. Okay. And unfortunately, we didn't get any of the sound that actually goes along with it. So it might be a technical issue. And we'll go ahead and circle back to that one. But what I'll do is I will share the next track. So that way we'll actually start with one that's very similar. And this was actually done by Shine Right Productions. So here we go.
We don't see that.
I did this for you, sis. I did this for you. Okay, so apparently what I'm being told is that you guys can hear, but you can't see. Is that what you guys are getting on your end? Or can you guys on the Zoom side see?
I can see you on the Zoom side.
I can see on the Zoom side.
Okay. Okay. My lovely wife has come up and said that she can't see on the Facebook side.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can't see it on the Facebook side, but she can hear everything. So I don't know if that's a block to Facebook or to the platform.
There's supposed to be music playing. There's supposed to be music playing with the.
Well, the first one there wasn't. There was the issue.
I didn't hear music with the other one either.
Okay. All right. So, actually, if you don't mind, Nelson, could you actually tell us a little bit about what's going on in that scene that just played with, I think it's Mintaka Brower?
Yeah, absolutely. So in that particular scene, he's having an emotional moment because he's lost his sister, right? Years and years and years ago. So he found who he thought was responsible for her death, and he went to seek revenge. But he's not really about that life. So after he did that, he's kind of hyperventilating, like, "Wow, I can't believe I just did what I did." And at the same time, he's still emotional about the fact that he lost his sister. So he has a lot of emotion going on in that scene. It's eerie, it's suspenseful, it's dramatic. So yeah, that's basically the gist of what's going on right there.
which which I think he did a great job, portraying all those emotions on the screen. And
Absolutely.
anybody who knows Mr. Brower knows that that's a hard-working dude. I mean, I would say he's definitely a close second to some of the efforts that you've been putting out. But anytime I check on him, he's on the road, he's filming, he's capturing something, or he's starring in something. So shout out to Mintaka, the GOAT. So especially he is not afraid to shoot. I appreciate that from him. So I'm going to try to share this a different way and see if the video platform will actually show us some love. So that's what I see. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see what I see on the screen. And this is actually the submission by Mr. C Me and You Beats. So here we go.
Hey, yeah. Are you still prepared to do that for me this evening? Okay, listen, make sure nothing links back to either of us. Alright, call me when the job's done and you'll be compensated.
Okay. I can dig it. I can dig it. So hopefully you guys were able to see on that end. Let me check with the comments here. Got Mo Official saying, still can't see on YouTube. I can hear it though. Interesting scene. Still can't see. So it sounds like the deck is stacked against us. So they can hear all, but they can't see it all. It's very unfortunate.
For the record, it sounded dope. Silver lining.
Okay. Well, if we can get you to go ahead and explain that scene for me, and I'll try one more thing in the background.
Okay, absolutely. So that particular scene, it's meant to be a mystery to the audience of what's going on, because Terrell, who was played by Joe James in that scene, he's making a phone call, and it's kind of like, what is this phone call about? Which we find out later on. So the main objective was to get across mystery and suspense. Like, what is this about? As far as what's the context of the scene. So without knowing that, the score was still dope, but it doesn't really fit what's going on in the movie. But like I said, you didn't know what's going on in the movie, but that was dope. I liked it. Sounded good.
Gotcha. All right, so I think I got one more option. This actually might work.
It's gonna work.
Right now, we need it to work. So,
Put it in the universe. It's gonna work.
Except it's only showing one. So, very interesting. So what I can do is I can actually put these in a file and link to that location, so that way the people can actually see these in their entirety. But we definitely wanted to make sure that we, try to let them get a glimpse of what's to come on Tuesday as far as Kiss and Tell and the release. not as understand well, not 100% sure why Zoom, and it could be from the latest update, unfortunately, which is unfortunately outside of our control. But I know it wasn't this tricky the last time we did this. So,
Well, I'm blaming it on Facebook
on
because I don't like Facebook, so it's their fault.
well,
It's
you
Meta's fault.
you definitely have a bone to pick with them. But we're gonna be nice tonight. So,
Okay,
but
only because you said so.
because if it was only them, that'd be one thing. But also
I know.
understand that YouTube is not cooperating.
They still did it.
Oh man, try to get me canceled. All right, I'm gonna attempt one last effort. Actually, I'm gonna Asia, are you ready to try to share? Okay. So just gonna see if she can actually share from her end and hopefully come out on top. Ready when you are. But again, be on the lookout on Tuesday. Have your popcorn, your napkins, maybe even a towel ready, because anybody who knows, Nelson's going to be steaming up the screen. Pause. With that movie Heat for y'all. So, but it'll be exclusive on Tubi first.
It's going to be on Tubi and on some other platforms.
Okay.
From what I understand. Yeah.
Okay. We just didn't know if it was going to be on all the platforms eventually, but Tubi will get the exclusive, or if it's going to roll out everywhere at the same time.
I got you. Yeah, I think it's going to be on. I know it's going to be on Voodoo Fandango because I saw them in pre-order, so I know it'll drop there, in probably Prime, Tubi.
Okay.
We shall see. Maybe even more. We shall see. Tuesday.
Absolutely.
It might drop on Monday night. We'll see though, because sometimes they drop them early on Tubi. It might be like 7. I'll keep everybody updated.
Okay. Well, looks like Asia may be ready for us, so I'll be quiet.
Okay. Right.
I did this for you, sis. I did this for you.
Super dope. And the people can say they're saying they can see. So, Asia, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you had to put in to make that happen?
Awesome. I'm glad that people can see finally. First of all, Nelson, thank you for being here with us and giving us your time, hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this was like super last minute for me because I just been so busy, but I'm so glad that I did it because I had so much fun with it. And now I'm wishing I did all 3 scenes like Keith, but yeah, I'm happy it turned out the way it did, and I'm happy I could represent for the ladies.
Absolutely. So, any feedback, Nelson?
That was perfect. Like I feel that you portrayed exactly what was going on in the scene, and it started off with high intensity, right? So I'm like, okay, this is dope. And just when I thought it couldn't get any more intense, you found a way for it to still end on an even more intense note. So, yeah, that was tough right there.
See,
I was blown away from the first 3 seconds. I was just like, oh, okay.
So Asia is our secret weapon, so to speak, because her only thing that I try to stay on top of with her is she doubts herself, and you're too dope to be doubting yourself. So I wish I had the other clip that she had did for, I want to say it was
Triple
just
standard.
it was a test one for triple standard, but I couldn't get it to pop up correctly. Something corrupted in the transmission, unfortunately. But no, great job, Asia. Super proud as always, and we'll definitely talk about some future stuff because you are already on that path. You're in the right direction. So, and always representing for the ladies. So even if you are a Detroit Lions fan, you're all right. You're all right. But I'm going to give this thing one more try and see if we can get everyone to be able to see what we see. Because like I said, in the Zoom call, we can see it, unfortunately. So I don't know. Did you play it in something different on your end, Asia? Or did you just do a screen
No,
capture?
I just so I was in QuickTime Player and I just shared my screen to that.
Okay. Let's see if we can do that instead then. But in the meantime, Mr. Davis actually did have a question. So when you actually go to choose the talent in your movies, what all goes into picking who's going to be right for the scenes that you portray in the writing that you do?
Okay. Well, a lot of times, I have an idea and I already choose my cast, the main cast. I'm like, I write to them, like, like for example, I'll just use 3 Play as an example because that's the most recent one we just shot. Like for the two leads side by side with me, I had already knew I wanted them to play those roles. I talked to them about, the movie beforehand to make sure, they were on board, and then I kind of developed the script, and then, they read it and approved. So it's kind of like I wrote to the characters, and then like, the additional characters that we cast is just like you just know sometimes. Sometimes they have to look a certain way or just act a certain way, and you just know. And to be honest, this movie had the most submissions out of any movie that we've done in the past. Like we were creeping up on like 300 submissions. I was just like, wow,
300 submissions.
yeah,
So
in a
how
very short period of time.
so how do you even choose who gets the limelight and then who gets to shine? 300 submissions is a lot.
Yeah, so I have to give Clifton and Lena, some love for that because they definitely helped me out a lot with some of the smaller parts. They kind of narrowed it down for me and then presented it because I tell them exactly what I'm looking for, and it's like they kind of sort through and they're like, hey, here's a short list we've sorted through, and then I kind of picked from there.
Okay, that makes sense.
But so a lot of the larger roles I'll handpick because the talent has to be there, but I also got to feel that you're reliable. So if you work with me in the past, you have a better chance of getting the part because at least I know you're going to show up. That's important.
That is super important. All right, folks, we're gonna give this one more shot and see if you can actually see from this end. And this is was it Jordan James? Did I say his name correctly?
Joe James.
Joe James, excuse me.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Are you still prepared to do that for me this evening?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I say this sounds familiar.
It does, but I think I know what's going on and why we can't see it. Because, like I said, we had something like this happen before, and I think I know exactly what happened. And see if I can fix it. But well, it actually, let me choose. It will. Ha ha ha. Learn something new every time we do something different. There it is. So we actually can get you guys to see the one for Mr. C and You Beats. On the screen. probably need to start it from the beginning and not loop, because we don't want to do that. Yeah, problem is, he said now they can't hear it. They can see it, but now they can't hear it. Oh. Gotta love the struggle. So. Well, we tried, people. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and figure a way to go ahead and make these public so everyone can actually see and hear them all. But unfortunately, I guess it will not be this evening. But we definitely appreciated having Mr. Nelson J. Davis come out and rock with us, tell us a little bit about the inside of Kiss and Tell, what we have to look forward to on Tuesday. And somehow Asia working her magic so that way hers can be seen and heard. But anything that you want to say to the people before we close up for the night?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. I appreciate y'all. I still enjoyed being here, chopping it up with y'all for a little bit, even though we had some minor technical difficulties, but it's okay, though. We're going to figure it out, and we might, you have to have something to replace this. You have to do something else.
Absolutely.
And we're going to figure it out. But I appreciate you having me. I appreciate everybody tuning in and all of that good stuff. And I'm looking forward to us doing more work. And yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because I mean we've already started. We already started going back and forth on.
Been in the lab today, so
Absolutely. Yeah. But to all the fans that came out, we apologize for the technical difficulties, but we will make sure that there is a link available for you guys to be able to watch the clips from tonight's show.
It's Facebook's fault.
You can't say that. You can't say that. I mean, technically, we understand that, it is meta. But, we're not going to put the blame on them. We want them to be able to support us, and, we want to continue to monetize if possible. But, again, this is Keith from Shine Rock Productions. We've got our bro, Jay Peso at the top, Asia the writer, Mr. C Menu Beats, and the Nelson J. Davis in the building. And, next time we see you guys, we'll be doing something a little bit different. But you definitely want to stay tapped in and stay tuned with everything Dope Producers United. And follow us at Dope Producers United on all platforms. So be safe out there. See you guys soon. And don't forget Tuesday. Peace.